Hey babe, I'm struggling. And I've been struggling with something for the past few days, going back and forth, trying to figure out what the right thing to do is. Reached out to a friend, and as usual, he reminded me that you know what you have to do. And I do. And that is just being open, honest, vulnerable, sharing everything, even if it can be scary sometimes and makes me feel insecure and potentially could hurt people. I don't know. And the thing is, since I've been traveling, it's the 10th day, I think, today, and I've gone through a lot, and it's just, I've met a lot of people. And turns out that being a tall, white, handsome guy in Latin America makes it very easy to meet women, as opposed to being that in Canada, which doesn't really mean jack shit. And I'm not really used to dealing with that. And it's just like there's so many opportunities that me being me, I'm like, I don't want to miss any opportunities. I don't want to regret anything. But at the same time, I don't want to become this guy who's just going around sleeping with every girl he meets. And because, like, it's hard to explain. Because I'm conflicted. There's one side, it's like, yes, I know I have to explore, to try different things, and to see what works, what doesn't. And at the same time, this helps me figure out what I want so that when I can find you, I become that person that I need to be for you. Yet at the same time, there's this whole societal expectation of monogamy and everything. And it's like, I enjoy getting to invest in getting to know someone and spending time with them and building a relationship and everything. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm traveling. That's not really something logical to do at the moment. So it's just like keep going back and forth, struggling. And at the same time, I'm like, I don't know what to share because in the future, you're going to go ahead and look back at this. And I don't want to hurt you by showing you all the women I've been with before you and all of the things that I've done. And at the same time, it's like, I also don't want to hurt the women that I'm going to be with and seeing throughout this journey. And it's just, I don't know. Because I'm the type of person who just likes to please other people. I'm a people pleaser. I like to make people happy, to make them feel good and everything. And sometimes I do that even if it's not necessarily the right person, just because I enjoy making people feel good. And I feel like sometimes doing that is going to end up hurting them in the long run because maybe it gives them an expectation, something that they like more that than they're actually going to get. And I don't know. That's why it's just like, as you can see, I'm stumbling over my words. I don't really know how to explain because it's something inside, something deep, something difficult to explain in words. But I just felt the need to share because the whole point of this is really to showcase what I'm going through, my growth, my transformation, everything that's happening. Because in the past, I've hid so many things from so many people just because I was embarrassed, I was ashamed. And I've gone through the process of just opening up and telling pretty much everyone everything. And every time I did that, it was so liberating. Even though I was terrified in the moment, after I'm like, I'm so glad I did it. And I know it's probably going to do the same thing for this. And it's probably not going to hurt people as much as I expect it to be. And all those things, but it's just, I've been really struggling with this. I don't really know what to make of it. Because, okay, quick story. My best friend from back home is like, hey, you got to install Tinder when you're down there. So I'm like, all right, cool. What do I have to lose? Fine, let's do it. And I started getting like a ton of matches, and it's just like way easier than it was for me in Canada. Because as a guy dating apps in Canada, you have to swipe like 1,000 times to get like 10 matches, and of those 10 matches, like two respond. Of the two that respond, you get one actual date. Whereas here it's more like, all right, you get 10 matches, or you swipe like 100 times, you get 10 matches. Of those 10 matches, five are going to respond. Of those five that are responding, you get like three dates. So it's like the conversion rate is way higher, and I'm not used to that. So for me, I'm used to putting in all this effort to get very minimal return, and now it's the opposite. I'm just like, okay, everything's happening at once. There's like all these different women, and it's not like I'm sleeping with every one of them, but it's just, I don't really know how to handle this. And I don't want to hurt anyone or myself or anything. And it's just, yeah, I feel like I'm babbling and not really saying anything, but this is just about authentically sharing. So I really don't know. because I feel like I owe it to myself to not hold back, to explore and see what comes of what. Yet at the same time, I want to be respectful, both of myself and my feelings, and of other people's respect or feelings and respect and everything. And it's just I'm not quite sure how to balance that. And I guess it just comes back down to once again doing whatever feels right inside. And sometimes what feels right inside doesn't seem right up here. It's like even though like I've gotten close to like different women that I haven't really met, but it's like now that I'm traveling, there's potential anywhere. And it's like I've built connections and not necessarily a relationship. It's like things are evolving and we're getting closer and getting to know each other and everything. And it's like that's great, but at the same time, I don't know what it's going to lead to, and I feel like I can't afford to put everything else aside just to focus on that one thing that is potentially never going to lead to anything. I'm potentially never going to meet them. And now that I'm saying this, I'm realizing, okay, that's why for the longest time I'm like, online relationships are a waste of time. Why would I do this? And now I really don't know. Because that's the thing. Now that I can travel, I can see anyone, anywhere, at any time. Because of COVID, not exactly, but generally speaking, yes. And that just makes it so confusing. Because in the past, it's like, all right, you're in this one specific place, you meet someone, see how it goes, see if you want to build a relationship, and if things work out, awesome. If not, cool, you move on. But now that I'm traveling, it's like, how deeply do I invest? Do I just restrict myself to one person at a time? Or do I just kind of play the field, even though that's not really what I do, even though, to be fair, it is fun. There is a certain, like, boost of confidence and self-esteem and everything that comes from, playing the field and entertaining these different discussions with different women. Even though, like, it's not really leading it to anything, sometimes I don't know. It's just like I'm still in the very early stages of this and trying to figure everything out. And part of me is like, okay, the whole point of this is to travel and to experience things and to meet people and everything. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, but the urge to like, you know, have that one person be like, oh, okay, I like that one person. So let's just give it a shot. Stay here for a couple weeks, get to know them and everything. It's like, I don't know which route to go. And I don't think there's really any conclusion, any point to this video aside from the fact that this is something that I've been struggling with for the last few days. And it was time to share it. Even though I'm not quite sure why, I'm not quite sure the repercussions, both for myself and for other people, it's just something I needed to do. Because this is what I'm going through at the moment. And that's it. So hopefully this gave you a little peek into who I am at the moment. I'm sure I'm going to evolve from this in the future. I don't know who I'm going to become, but this is just where I am at the moment. So I wanted to share that with you. I hope you can appreciate that. I'll talk to you later.